Like a terrible avalanche, Cao Cao's army crushed anyone in its path. The Jing province crumbled, and Cao Cao's army absorbed its demoralized troops, swallowing them up like a piece of meat in a tiger's maw. Even the folk hero Liu Bei was powerless to stop him. Reunited with his sworn brother Guan Yu, he fled to the Sun clan and began making plans. However, the greatest threat to Cao Cao's plans was neither Liu Bei nor the armies of the Sun clan, but the mighty Yangtze. To take the south, hundreds of thousands of soldiers would need to cross this great river. But while Cao Cao had the advantage in numbers, the enemy's smaller forces were experienced sailors, and Cao Cao's increasing paranoia was only making matters worse. When a letter surfaced implicating his naval commander in a treacherous plot, Cao Cao swiftly executed him. Only later did he realize that it was a ruse orchestrated by the shrewd Sun general, Zhou Yu. Deprived of his most capable naval officer, Cao Cao would begin the battle at a strategic disadvantage. As he addressed his men on the eve of battle, he could sense their fear. I lift my drink and sing a song, for who knows if one's life is short or long. Mountains weary not of their height, oceans weary not of their depth. The sage pauses when guests call, so at his feet the empire does fall. As his words thundered across that vast expanse of flesh and steel, the soldiers stirred. They briefly forgot the years of campaigning, the pain in their weary bodies, and the disease in their swampy camp. For a little while, they had hope, and hope is powerful too.
Enemy navy is superior. I am sorry, but I do not think we can overcome the great river.
I did not pacify half of the realm to be stopped by a puddle. We'll cross the river, take the beaches, and crush Liu Bei and Sun Quan.
天下归心，妇人。
喂，什么？粮草分收能力？
什么？建筑工，何种命令？建筑工。
To control the water, we must capture as many river fortifications as we can.
曹孟德在方学天意在，死不恨。我妇人遵命行。
何种命令？
建筑矿工。
准备继续。
喂，什么？
建筑工。
reunited, Your Excellency. I had a cunning plan. A sneak attack behind enemy lines would greatly harm the Southerners. Give me some ships, and my men and I will do the rest.
Liu Bei's advisor Zhuge Liang is performing a ritual to gain the wind's favor. Stopping him will permanently slow the enemy fleet.
矿工，伐木工。
何种命令建筑工？
喂，何种命令建筑工？
什么？
什么？
建筑工？建筑工？为伐木工。
我复原。在，说曹操没人看。
Usurpation ends today, Cao Cao. Launch the attack.
准备就何种命令？建筑工，建筑工，建筑工，建筑工，建筑工。建筑工， 建筑工，建筑工，建筑工。
准备救援。伐木工。
My ritual failed, so my life is forfeit. The stars have changed their course.
曹操，
People have suffered enough under your tyranny. Today is the day that the Han dynasty is restored.
建筑工，拿矿工。
合同命为正确行建筑工，准备就绪。什么？正确。
Perfect, my lord. Now, who should I attack? Orders received. Onwards to victory!
攻，建筑攻，
正资讯。
什么？
建筑攻，建筑攻，建筑攻，建筑攻，建筑攻，建筑攻，建筑攻，
喂，
建筑攻，
何种命令？矿建筑工，
准备就绪，
准备就绪。
建筑攻，什么？
喂，矿工，什么？建，遵命。建筑工，准备就绪。什么？正确。建筑。喂，
建筑攻，为何种命令？建筑攻，
天下归心，天下归心。
准备就绪。建筑攻，
My spies report the enemy alliance is more strained than it seems. Capturing more fortifications will drive them apart.
With so many strong points under our control, the enemy alliance will surely break soon. Protect these fortifications with your lives, men. We have lost too many fortresses. We must quickly turn the tide, or we will never break the enemy alliance.
曹操。
With so many strong points under our control, the enemy alliance will surely break soon. Protect these fortifications with your lives, men!
I tire of slaying lowly soldiers. I will return for a worthy challenge.
好，建筑。
孟德在，义贼天下归心。
Cao has nearly seized the entire river. What good is this alliance if you cannot hold up your end, Liu Bei?
My navy did not give Cao Cao the river. But if you see no point in this alliance, then neither do I. I will restore the Han without you.
Liu Bei had not strolled around like he was invincible. I should never have allied with that windbag.
I let the people and my brothers down. My defeat is heaven's will.
With both rivals dead, nobody can stand it. China will be united once more under the Cao family.
The Battle of Red Cliffs was not the easy victory Cao Cao had hoped for, but it was a victory nevertheless. Once his armies landed south of the Yangtze, his enemies could do little to stop him. Sun Quan was cut down as he frantically fled the battlefield. Liu Bei and his brothers refused to give up. Even as their armies routed, they held back the tide of Cao Cao's forces, allowing thousands to escape to safety. On that day, they fulfilled their brotherly oaths to die on the same day, in the same month, in the same year. Cao Cao was now China's true ruler. Many assumed he would declare himself emperor, but to his critics' surprise, he instead had the Han Emperor dub him King of Wei and Protector of the Empire. Cao Cao knew that declaring himself emperor would trigger another civil war, which was the last thing he needed. Instead, he took a cautious approach, mending the nation's wounds and slowly establishing his dynasty. By rebuilding China and stacking the imperial court with loyalists, he could ensure that no opposition would remain when his son declared himself emperor one day. As Cao Cao observed his accomplishments, he felt as though he had climbed a great mountain. He had achieved his greatest goal, but realized what he had often dreaded. There was nowhere to go from here but down. Letting this hollowness wash over him like a tide bound to recede, he recalled a poem he had written in anticipation of this day. Each season gives way to another. Days and nights become years. The years may pass, but without regrets. Only concern for the troubles of the world. Life and death have their purpose, and it is foolish to be concerned. Let us voice our ambitions with song, as each season gives way to another.